Awesome, guys. Oh, welcome back. Just getting all the audio levels checked per usual, getting everything in order, making sure everything is working great for you guys. Hope the week has been going great. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Of course, we got a ton to go over, just like the weekends are always huge for us in the crypto space, guys. You guys already know, just making sure everything's all good on my end. Welcome all those who are new, all my returning patrons, welcome back, of course. Always a pleasure to have you guys here on this Tuesday, and we are going to dive right into it in just a second. My name is Trent Manager. Those who are new here, welcome to MTV TA. I'm your guys' host, Trent Manager. We cover fundamentals, information, technical analysis, pretty much just overall everything you guys need to know within this market that's going to make you successful, whether you're a trader, just want to learn, brand new, anything along those lines. I am here to help with that and kind of give you guys the most up-to-date news possible in the space. And I believe we're all good, guys, and I believe we can hop right into it. Cool. Awesome, guys. So today on our agenda, some readings that I have for us today, guys. We got SkyBridge Capital. Just like per usual, guys, we're going to go through our Grammarly. Excuse me, guys, goodness sakes, our Grammarly walkthrough. So today, guys, we got SkyBridge Capital ETF. We're going to be covering, we got Microsoft reportedly polling versus Xbox users about Bitcoin payments on their Microsoft platform. So that means you can pay for Xbox Live and other sort of Microsoft activities. We're also going to be covering some DeFi credit union platforms, some financing, more in the DeFi sector. Banks and institutions are heavily enjoying the decentralized network sector, and they are creeping more and more into it, and it is drawing more and more attention for them. We're also going to be covering some the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. I think that's his real name, of course, but all my Wolf of Wall Street friends out there, we're going to be covering a little bit of his section. Jordan, he's been a bit of a crypto bear for years now, and he's had very harsh thoughts on cryptocurrency for a couple years now, but now that time is, it's kept going. He has now changed his thought process, just like a lot of other people. So we're going to go over a clip of him talking about what he believes cryptocurrency is going to be worth in the future and how he sees it, current day. And we're also going to be talking more about we're heating up more worldwide. We got a Bloomberg article, just more about global adoption and just further understanding of how fast we're really moving. Things happen every day, guys, that we don't see. Whether because you live in the States or you live somewhere else, there's news every single day that covers some sort of cryptocurrency or adoption, and we're always moving in the right direction. So really hopping into it first, guys. We're going to look at, we are nice in the red today. Yesterday was a very, very tough day. We know the weekends bring very, very heavy price action, fluctuation, and we know the weekends can be very volatile, and they can not always kind of make the stomach feel great on the weekends. But realistically, guys, we don't look at the day charts. We look at the month charts and long-term charts because, we're in this for the long haul. So, no really need to stress over the day charts at all because they don't really matter at all. So, honestly, this is just buying opportunity for anyone who was looking in, to get in. This would be the time, having, these downward prices. But no worries. We're still having a pretty red day today. Yesterday was, still fairly red. But, these days, these are the type of days that, are great entry points for people who want to get on trades or, just kind of just have their money get in at a lower price point. So going over the first article here, we are done with the Grammarly. So going over the first article, guys, SkyBridge Capital and their latest file for their Bitcoin ETF. So I believe we covered this on Thursday, but if those, of course, who were not here on Thursday, SkyBridge Capital, one of the larger institutional funds managing over about $2 trillion to $3 trillion in assets worldwide for their clients and other institutions around the world. They have now given access to their clients for a Bitcoin ETF. We've talked about Canada having three Bitcoin ETFs, and they're moving very fastly and very quickly. And even now, South America is now working on their very first one, and I think they're going to get it before we get, even before in the United States, that we're going to get our Bitcoin ETF. So, going through the article, SkyBridge has submitted filings on March 19th, partnerships with investor advisor, First Trust Advisors. First Trust will be acting as a funds advisor, and SkyBridge serving as a sub-advisor. So, basically just making it easier for them to get listed and having the ETF process go a little bit smoother. Quote down here, until Bitcoin ETF is approved, investors may view public mining companies as one of the ways to only get exposure to Bitcoin. And I can honestly agree with that. For those who may not understand exactly what's going on kind of in the market, and I had a conversation about this the other day about not everyone is going to know the functionality of the blockchain, the functionality of every project, that exists on the blockchain. But just like not everyone knows how a car runs, or not everyone knows how electricity works. There are just certain factors that people aren't exactly going to know. What it does or why it does it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not everybody's cup of tea. So just by the meaning of this quote, they're going to be more exposed in companies who have allocations to Bitcoin. So basically, just all that means is MicroStrategy, PayPal, all those companies have now added cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. So as an investor, if I do not want to go ahead and learn that information, and I don't find that beneficial to me, you can just leave it in the hands of bigger players such as Elon Musk and Palpatine, or not Palpatine from Star Wars. Oh my goodness, Michael Saylor and Michael Novogratz and all those guys. Those big owners of those allocations, their allocation companies of Bitcoin. So that's another way that a lot of people are getting their exposures, that they're just buying companies that are exposed to Bitcoin and kind of just feeding off that, which is not all necessarily a bad thing at all. But March 11th, we had some updates as well with asset managers throughout the Bitcoin ETF listing. And really, it's just patience at this point, guys. The United States is kind of one of the top tier countries that's really behind their blockchain development. We are very, very behind in the sense of really getting it together. There's a lot of just back and forth, and other countries are starting to surpass us in that sense. As their eyes are getting wider. Ours are getting wider, but they're not really expanding as fast as other people's. So that's obviously great bullish news, amazing news on this article for SkyBridge, and there's nothing better that we love to hear than that. Also, guys, moving on to Microsoft's reportedly polling Xbox users about their Bitcoin payments. Heard about this yesterday, and I thought this was super awesome. Tech giant, we already know, most of you guys know Microsoft. Using Microsoft, using their operating system right now. Big fan of Microsoft. Love their technology. Love everything about Microsoft, to be honest. They make it very, very easy to do pretty much anything. And Mac users are great too. It's just iOS doesn't go very well with certain functionalities and certain programs. But besides the point, I found this tweet very awesome, so we're gonna go to this tweet right now. Even here, there was an upload here of the documents of Bitcoin, and they had here for their payment options. How do you currently want to pay for things? Debit card. What do you want to do? The number of payments. And the next thing you knew, then how do you want to do this? Pay with Bitcoin. So I think that's super awesome that Microsoft, and we've known for a while that Microsoft was going to be entering the game, and they're slowly stepping their way into it. No one likes to be first, and no one likes to be last, and that's just the real truth about hard business and big taking a risk of getting your business involved in other balance sheets and activities that you don't know exactly what could happen, and not a lot of people are exactly 100% educated. So Elon definitely took a huge leap, opening up the gates for a lot of people, and I think that's a big step that needs to happen, because no one likes to be first and no one likes to be last. So going back to the article, one of Xbox said that the survey is available if you participate in the Xbox Insider program for beta testing and OS updates. So I knew they would probably make this. I knew they would probably make this open, and I knew that this was probably on a test server or something like that. But all they really did is that Microsoft went in there and they had some test server and nodes set up that are testing how they would test they would receive Bitcoin and how people would pay for it, and just different operating systems of how this payment would work. It wouldn't be too complicated, of course, but like I said, these guys don't exactly have the knowledge that you and I have, that we chime into this stuff twice a week, or every day. I read every day about what's going on in the crypto worlds, or what's going on even in just the stock market world as well. It's just, I think cryptocurrency right now, especially just this cycle going around, is the most important to learn right now, and be aware of, because this is something that isn't going away, and it's only going to progress and get even better. So like I said hundreds of times before, better to be ahead of the curve than behind the curve, 110%. So according to Sunday's Reddit post on Xbox X Series, Microsoft has put a survey up asking Xbox users their preferred method options and their online stores. So I didn't get this survey. I don't know if they sent it out, but I would imagine it was maybe something small. I wasn't really paying attention.
to the whole to their emails or anything, just because they just send so many emails. I can't even keep up with them because I got so many other subscriptions. But I'd imagine they sent out a test network and people were in there giving it a shot. But this is amazing to see. Here, let's look at some of the comments even on this. Gates, nice. Nice little meme there. Wow, interesting. Let's see what else. Wow, nice, Microsoft. Wake me up when you hold Bitcoin in their balance sheets, incorporate. Oh, see, there you go. This guy's got the great idea. It was inevitable. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So, basically the same thing we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks, guys. Bigger players are coming into the space every single day. They're testing new things. They're getting it all together. These guys just have more to allocate than, you and I. There's a lot more deeper than it goes. There's a lot deeper meanings than it goes to just, them buying and holding, especially when it comes to a company balance sheet. There are definitely just different things that got to be spaced out. But, it's not a matter of when, guys. It's not a matter of, when. It's just a matter. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying this completely wrong. It's not I can't even remember the thing. It's not a matter of when. It's oh my goodness. I can't even say it. Never mind. Whatever. My brain is so fried, guys. I'm so sorry. That was so bad. But no worries. They're moving forward great. And that's all we can really hope for, for Microsoft, because I know Bill Gates was not a very big fan of cryptocurrency, and so was Warren Buffett. But, people can change their mind, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, and, we're just taking our time. So, and also, more Microsoft news, $10 billion for Discord. Here's why Microsoft might buy it and why it's a good fit. So that is also pretty amazing. Microsoft just reportedly talks about buying the chat app Discord for $10 million. That is this app, not this app over here, but, where our Discord servers located, or, our servers located, guys, for all that, they are looking to buy Discord. And Discord has gained some serious traction in the past couple years. I remember being on Discord in, I believe, 2016, 2015. I've been on Discord for a while, for a really, really long time. And I remember, when we switched over from that platform from TeamSpeak, it was, a whole different game changing. You didn't have, calls dropping anymore. You could upload files. You could share your screen, and there were just so many features on Discord that made it so much better than every other chatting platform. I mean, even Skype. I think Skype was just ahead of its time, and it just had all the skills necessary to succeed, but it just didn't have. It was just wrong place, wrong time. That's really it. And this implementation by Microsoft to buy Discord is very, very exciting, because not only does that mean, but that also ties in back to the article that we were talking about at the beginning, that that they're buying Bitcoin for payments on Microsoft, so you can do that for membership. But now what happens if they buy Bitcoin? What would happen if they buy Discord and also incorporate that on their balance sheet for Microsoft? So now you have the Microsoft Store tied with the Discord app that they have bought. So now they're owned by Microsoft, for two Microsoft products. So now you're possibly opening up a whole gateway of not only just paying, your subscription with Bitcoin, but there could be a possible way that the connection between these two can go a lot deeper than that. You can start not only just pay with membership, you could possibly pay clients. I use Discord for client work. There's just a lot deeper uses than just having a chat platform that Discord offers. I could definitely see Microsoft's attention to this and how they definitely want to tie these two together. And I bet they will tie these two together. I don't see any way, if ands or buts, as to how this isn't playing into a master plan. So, just going through this article, nothing too crazy. They're talking about Discord's massive user base. Oh, here, let's cover this real quick, because I know I didn't know how much it had grown. Discord, according to the various reports, Discord has about 140 million active users per month. That's approaching the size of Twitter, 192 million monthly users. The company makes money by selling subscriptions to premium services that customize your profile and upload high-resolution images and videos for $9.99 per month, up to $99 per year. Me personally, I do pay for Discord Nitro. There are a couple things that you can get on Discord Nitro that are very beneficial to me. Higher upload speeds. You can have, I think, 100 megabytes of upload files, which is awesome, so you don't have to be limited on that. So that's why it's so good for work, because you can chat with a client and literally have that uploaded within the server within, I think, less than 2 minutes. I've had 100 megabyte, it's not very big, but still, I don't know any other platform that you're able to do that, that quickly and that effectively, while being able to share your screen and chat. I think that's phenomenal, that the integration that they have. And Discord is popular with gamers, which is naturally fit for Microsoft Xbox business, exactly what we talked about. So, they're having the exact same thoughts that we're having about the just tie-in between Microsoft and Discord, just having a whole working platform. And I honestly do think I'm having a more of a opinion, kind of not even really an opinion, but I'm reading these as I read yesterday and I read them this morning. I always reread articles before we hop on the Patreon that these connections that Microsoft is doing is kind of the comparison of what Apple has been doing. You got the Apple, you first get the phone, and then you get the AirPods, and then you get the watch, and then you get the Apple TV, and then you might get they don't have a car yet, but you might get the sound bar, or something like that, or you get the headphone. It's like a whole ecosystem of like how they tie you in, to not leaving Apple. Like you wouldn't get an Apple headphone, or you wouldn't get an Apple phone, and then Microsoft headphones, and then not being able to have Connect together. Like I sit here all the time because I have an HP laptop, and I'm like, dang, I can't broadcast my laptop to my TV. I have my Apple TV, but my roommate, he has an Apple laptop, so he can flip that right open, connect it to the TV, and then boom, he's on the TV. So it's that exclusive ecosystem that I think Microsoft is definitely going for. And that's been a huge upturn for how Apple has had so much success, is making things so user friendly and so greatly integrated with one another that just make things so much easier to navigate and continue using their products, which is phenomenal. And then continuing forward, Discord offered live chat before apps like Clubhouse became popular. Yes, that is true, 100%. A lot of people don't know about Discord because it is mainly towards gamers, but Discord has had a fair share of features that other platforms have now developed. So 110%. This is very, very exciting. I'm really going to pay attention to this pretty hard as someone who uses Discord pretty much every day. Every single day I'm on Discord and use it for some sort of business. And I'm excited to see how this goes and how this is going to see fit for the future. So, and I hope you guys are excited too. So that was definitely just a quick cover of kind of where Microsoft's head at. And I kind of wanted them back to back to kind of show you how I think their master plan might be unfolding. So, and then also going to DeFi Credit Union, their platform, Zend Finance, goes live in Africa first. So the reason I pulled this article, this isn't very long, I'm going to kind of rant on this for a second, is because of course, for those who didn't know, Africa, those major countries, there are still major amount of countries who are underdeveloped, who don't have the resources that other countries have, such as full-time internet, clean water, clothes. We've all known this, for quite a while now. But Africa now is going through a huge transitional period of technical upgrades and kind of a modern update, to this era, if that makes sense. So here, the United States, you live in the United States, you live in Europe, anywhere you live, there's a noticeable population difference between you and, another country. Of course, let me even take a step back further than that. Here in the United States, we got no more than 400 million people. In New Delhi, 400 million, just shy of 400 million people. I think New Delhi's got about 250, 300 million people that just live in the capital, which is the capital of India, which is New Delhi. That, in comparison, that is the entire United States living in one city. That's insane to me. If you really put that in the grand scheme of scale, billions of people, that is a lot of people. And, Africa's size, just in general, it's massive. It's literally, I think you can fit 3 or 2.5 United States inside Africa, as a whole. I think, and still have room left over. I think it's 3 or something like that. I think it's even more than that. But, where I'm getting from this is that, and not only just going back, I've done, research, from school and other things like that of the finance system, in Africa, and they've had severe finance troubles. There's been economic collapse, there's been change of governments, markets, they didn't have a stock market for, for so long. There was just such a economic decline. Like, they didn't even have a government for a while. I remember I don't know if you guys knew the Republic of Congo, when they had their uprising, there was no government there for like 3 years, like 2.5, 3 years. So it's basically just like no rules, nothing's going on, nothing's really getting done. So now that that's turned around and, we're now, kind of getting things back, together, things are kind of becoming, more intertwined, and, things are becoming more modern and developed over there. Citizens are now, having the access to, these first world, goods and, services, such as full-time internet and, banking services, and now, cryptocurrency. And, where this comes in is, this DeFi credit union, I think we might have covered it lightly, but, in decentralized finance, there are things that you could do now with, the traditional banking system, and, such those examples would be, flash loans. Like there's a possibility, that I've seen it happen, is that you can, borrow money very, very quickly, with decentralized finance, up through collateral of, fiat money, through your country's money, or, through other cryptocurrencies, or just even have a loan in general. You don't even need collateral up, to put up. If you were to go to the Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, there would be, you would have to go through a whole process with that. There would have to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of meetings, a lot of different talks, a lot of KYC, just basic information. And DeFi kind of eliminates the need for the middleman. We've already talked about that. There's a lot more peer-to-peer system and a lot more kind of human felt relationship through DeFi. And that's kind of just the big plus as to how that's coming to Africa, is because Africa has such a massive population and such, they have people that are just as smart as you as I, who just haven't had the resources to do what we had to do. So now you are now basically unlocking a whole sector of the world that basically a whole hidden gem of intellect and culture and understanding, because these people are pushing for this. Like Africa is one of the the main countries that have been pushing for cryptocurrency this to happen, because they believe that this is going to rebalance their finance sector and really give them that next push, to be competitive, be even more competitive as the United States or even Europe. Not saying they're as competitive now, but they just didn't have the resources at the time, to do exactly what we were doing. So I hope I kind of just went on a free for all on that, and I just think that's I think this is just so important, because we are going to see over the next couple weeks, next couple months, or not even couple weeks, next couple months, you are going to see an explode in cryptocurrency in Africa. You are going to see so much momentum, drive in Africa, for the better, and that's not only going to help the markets overall, but it's going to show that you got a very powerful country behind cryptocurrency. So definitely want to go over that. I think that was awesome, and I'm really excited to keep checking in on that, because it's only going to get better, guys. Seriously. And also moving over to our Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort predicts Bitcoin hitting $100,000. That is a very popular statement by a lot of people, and I'm in the boat with him. I believe 100K is inevitable. It's going to happen. I really, really do. Off the analytics and the logic and the volume, the trend, the institutionals, the money, it's almost guaranteed. And I hate saying that. I really do, because nothing is guaranteed. But there are black swan events. There are events that can happen at any time that could throw us all off 100%. There's anything that could happen. But just off the analytics and logic, it's set in stone. It really is set in stone. We may not just go parabolic and go straight up there, but as you can tell, over time, as I posted in some of the charts yesterday, or if you have been reviewing the markets a little bit, we showed the 3-month chart last week. We showed the year chart last week. 33% corrections are normal. 40% corrections are normal. Those things are normal. We always recover. So always just got to keep those in mind. Always kind of getting that out there, because people often forget. They look at the day chart and they're like, oh my God, I'm down so bad. But then, look at the 3-month chart and they're still up 80% of them 3 months. So, kind of just remember, guys, take loose and, try not to pay attention to the day charts, because they're not really important. So obviously, okay, going through here, I'm going to play this video for you guys, of course. But going through the key points that, Belfort, was covering through the article, and also, even through the video, is that Belfort has told Fortune in an interview he believes Bitcoin holds an advantage over stocks such as limited supply, which could, see cryptocurrency reach the level of $100,000. He also cited the increase in support that Bitcoin has received from institutional investors compared to its previous bull run in 2017. Also very true. A lot of people compare this to not even being the same cycle. History does repeat itself. It's very rare that history doesn't repeat itself. But that is a good way, of course. That is one of the biggest pluses that we have is now institutions. At that time, Belfort voiced his agreement with JP Morgan, Jamie Dimons, asserting that Bitcoin was a fraud. That was quite a while ago. We've fried JP Morgan plenty of times on here. Their CEO, I don't like their CEO. I think their CEO is an idiot. But they have had that conversation beforehand. I don't think it's a great model. Jordan Belfort in September 2017, adding that cryptocurrencies would require some backing by central governments. That is somewhat he was right in somewhat sense, I guess. In the stable coins, every country now, or you see now, stable coins, that are now, they've been here, they've been here for a while, but countries are now developing a digital version of their dollar. So that is, I guess he kind of had 2% of that right. Sooner or later, central bank or consumer is going to issue their own cryptocurrency, and that's what we will take and hold. Exactly, just what we talked about, stable coins. And lastly, Belfort pleaded guilty to the stock fraud and money laundering in 1999, subsequently writing a memoir called The Wolf of Wall Street, which was turned into a film in 2013. So we kind of already knew that. For those who didn't know, he's Jordan Belfort is quite the character. The movie is hilarious. One of my homies' favorite movies, and honestly, one of my favorite movies. It's a good movie. Behind The Big Short. The Big Short is also a good one. I recommend people all people watch The Big Short. So awesome, guys. We're gonna kind of just chime into this real quick. We're gonna play this clip from what Jordan was covering. And here, we're going to flip screens real quick. Also, Awesome, guys. And let's get
Or
started.
it has
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That is very loud. Goodness sakes.
changed his tune on Bitcoin. He told Fortune recently that Bitcoin holds an advantage over traditional stocks due to its limited supply, and he thinks that it could reach $100,000. So what was interesting to me about this story is that in the past he said that sooner or later a central bank or consortium was going to issue their own cryptocurrency, and that's what he thought was going to take hold. And I wanted to use that point as a discussion point for this panel to I think the misconception that we've been speaking about kind of week over week between CBDCs and cryptocurrency, because they are different, but we often hear in the headlines and a lot of different media outlets that they are the same, which they are not. They're just both digital. They're both on the internet, but they are very much not the same. So I want to kick that off to you, Naomi. What do you think about this narrative?
Well, I think that, again, it goes back to what we talked about the other day on the show, that if people are equating Bitcoin to central bank digital currencies and they're thinking, well, people just want to get into this because it's digital. They just want a digital money. That's all they're really after. Well, then they're missing the point entirely. People are not involved with Bitcoin just because they want the ease of digital transfers, because they already have that with Venmo. They already have that with PayPal. There's nothing that, CBDCs are going to do to change the ease of use of using your credit card, all of that. The reason people get into Bitcoin is because it's decentralized, because it's uncensorable, because there's a finite supply, and these are things that central bank digital currencies will not have. These are the factors, that get people involved with Bitcoin in the first place if they're interested in Bitcoin. And so I think Belford, again, this is the point. I don't even know why we're listening to Jordan Belford. He's a bad man. He's not a good person. He's like an awful human being who scams so many people out of so much money, and we should not be holding him up as this beacon of truth. Like, well, he agrees with JP Morgan now, and now he says something else. What's he saying? He's been very savvy with stocks. He hasn't been savvy with stocks. He's been a scam artist. He's been a criminal. He has, hurt so many people, made them destitute, and I think that we should just leave Jordan Belford in the dust. He's just, I could rattle about this all day. I'm going to throw this to you, Zach.
I'm just nodding, man. That's fire. I got nothing on that. I think, price predictions are price predictions, and people love the appearance of people who can predict the future. But it's just someone pulling a number out of their hat more times than not. So that's sort of like the extent of my feeling. Past performance from Mr. Belford aside, I feel like price predictions are a messy place to be in. But people certainly are curious about this asset right now. Want to know what the future holds. So someone like Jordan Belford, or someone like Peter Brandt, or someone like any other number of people can step into the fore and put those numbers out into the ether. But yeah, I don't know. I got nothing on this. Naomi, I think you did this one wrong.
I just wonder what sorry, go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say, Naomi, to your point, I think when Hollywood glorifies a story like they did with The Wolf of Wall Street, people like Jordan Belfort feel like they need to comment on things like this when they really aren't saying much. But Ben, I'll kick it over to you.
Yeah, my immediate takeaway from reading this story was like, oh no, if this guy's saying it's going to hit 100,000, I'm immediately distrustful of that idea. It was sort of this bullish sign. I was like, if the dude who's been hawking penny stocks, went to jail for it, is touting Bitcoin in this regard, I don't think that's a great look for anybody involved. So I guess I was frustrated by that aspect, and I think Jem, to your point, it is a dead giveaway if the person who's offering up a price prediction is inflating CBDCs and cryptocurrencies more generally. We can talk about the ways that central banks through regulation and other government actors are trying to crack down, usually through KYC and AML and money transfer rules, to have greater control about them, but ultimately they are not controlled. So if you're looking for signs that maybe you shouldn't trust a price prediction, that conflation is a good one to start.
Yeah, that said, 100K is not an uncommon or maybe even unrealistic price prediction. It's not like he's really out on a limb here with this one, which I think just also is worth pointing out. Can we do that thing from the movie where they do this in the thing and there's the meme of it? What do they say?
Ready?
They didn't even watch the movie. They have no idea what they're doing.
emotional support to this narrative and this story.
We need even.
But realistically, guys, that's really what they covered. It wasn't anything too much after that. But I think you guys kind of got the meat of everything. So let's go back into perfect, awesome, and then we are all gonna move these back over. But yeah, so I mean, you know, you could tell they weren't. One of them was, he was not the biggest fan of Jordan. You know, he didn't do the best stuff. He was not the best employee, the best boss. Did not do things that were very legal. But you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, I guess. And I guess that's what he felt he needed to do at the time. So that's what he said. Me personally, I just need all the hype. All the hype people that we can, you know, because these people, you know, it's crazy that, you know, people really trust, you know, Jordan Belfort's expertise, and they like what he has to say, you know, even if he is a criminal or even if he isn't truthful about how he made his wealth, people still admire the fact that he was able to be done. So, you know, he has his own audience, his own influence, and, you know, hey, bring him over to crypto space, because we definitely need him. We need all the people we can get, absolutely. So, and also covering, guys, before we you know, kind of start getting toward the ends of our stuff here. I told you guys last week, I'm definitely trying my best to trying out these new kind of shorter live streams, kind of like 30 to 50 minutes. Not really trying to be on here for, you know, an hour, not only for your guys' sake, but also I'm posting a lot more in the Patreon as well. So I'm definitely trying to like have a nice like break between you guys on here and you guys, you know, in the Patreon doing your own stuff, because I know it's hard to like sit here that long and like kind of just hear me talk and do different readings and stuff. So I definitely try to make it kind of, you know, compact and try to give all the information I can in a good timely manner. So that's kind of just why we're, you know, if anyone was wondering how the change up is going. But I'm you know, loving live streams. I hope you guys are noticing that things are kind of getting smoother, and we're really kind of getting the hang of this. So I'm super glad you guys are sticking around, and thank you all for the support continuously, always. And going over to Google, you know, Google Trends search volumes. As you can see, guys, we are getting I think Uniswap yesterday. Uniswap is a smaller decentralized finance project. They hit all-time highs for Google search trends, which is crazy. But as you can see here, for Bitcoin trends and Google Trends terms, you know, we are really getting up there. You know, if you go back to 2017, it was very, very high. You know, it just, you know, as you know, that was a different time. But even now here, you're seeing you're really seeing the activity ramp up. The Google searches, you know, people are they're hearing about it. They're like, you know, I've heard about it 3 times this week. Let me go to the Google search. Let me see what this is about. You know, and that's the first step for a lot of people of getting that information correct, and, you know, really getting into this world is that first Google search. You know, I remember the very first time I got into this, you know, it was I bought Litecoin. You know, Litecoin was my very first cryptocurrency, and the only reason I bought it is because it was cheap. You know, I couldn't really like afford anything else. I thought at the time like that was the best project. You know, that was it, and I still own Litecoin. I still enjoy Litecoin a lot. There's some properties and features I really think that are going to be beneficial long term. You know, and that's just really how a lot of people get into it first place. You know, as you can say here, like see 1-3 or on the third we were 57%. Wow, that's a lot. You know, that's a lot. Even, I mean, not compared to, you know, 2017, but still, you know, it's showing you the support. It's showing you people, you know, who care. You know, look at or support the team. We've got tons of individuals down here who either work on decentralized finance projects, or, you know, they're just involved in the space, and, you know, they will continue to do their thing, and, you know, we will continue to provide the resources. Absolutely. Okay, cool. And then right after our Google search trends, we're going to go to centralized banks. Oh yeah, I think this is our last. Let's see. Let's make sure this is our last. Yep, I believe this is our last article for the day, guys. And also going over to central banks, they're getting serious. They're getting serious about digital money. So going over to the map here, let's see. Central banks are verifying stages of. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of getting all over the place, but. Going over this map here, digital ambitions. Central banks are varying the stages of development of digital cryptocurrencies. So all this map shows you right here, guys, is the highlight. All the highlighted are now interested in getting a digital currency implemented in their personal systems as a country, or having their stable coins backed. You know, having their currencies backed by, you know, digital currency. You know, we are seeing United States. You know, of course, Alaska. You know, you're seeing parts of Europe. Russia, big, you know, Russia's been, you know, Vitalik, you know, Ethereum CEO, Russian, you know, he grew up in South America, but still, he was, you know, Russian native, and he's been very active with Putin and his administration for years now, and this integration, how this is going to help, you know, his home country. You know, you got India, of course, you know, you got China, you know, I think that's Malaysia down there. I'm not, sorry, do not quote me on my world maps. I am not very good at that. Australia even, you know, you're starting to see
and of course they're color coding, to see how the progression is going. But us, we're way behind. Actively exploring. Russia's ahead. A lot of Europe's ahead. Plans to issue. China's even way. China's been way ahead. They've kind of been on this for quite a while. But I wanted to leave this map up here, kind of just to show kind of where the world is kind of thinking, and you can kind of see. It's pretty nice to see. We got people spaced out. We got USA. We got some South America, Africa, Europe, Australia. It's really spread out. It's not all towards one side of the world. It's not all in the middle. Everybody's kind of collectively, looking at this and saying, hey, we got our own issues in this country. How is this going to benefit, our citizens and us overall, moving forward? And all these countries that came forward and said how they've listed reasons how this is going to help them. They're conducting information and readings and different aspects of how they're going to go about this, regulations, pretty much everything that's going to make this happen, and that's all we can really ask for. And that's, and at time, it's really all a matter of time, guys. It really is all a matter of time. So, ending on that note, there was a ton. There's a ton that happened over the weekend, and we pretty much got you guys filled up as to what I think was the most important news. I'm gonna be updating the Patreon like usual. Let's go over to the Patreon real quick. Go over, see what's going on. We went over. I had an RSI lesson up there the other day, guys. For those who want to continue learning technical analysis, always appreciate feedback. DMs, anything along those lines. I'm more than happy to chat with you guys. Always welcome to chat with you guys and answer any questions the best of my ability. Just really keeping the Patreon updated, guys. Definitely. Check that as much as you can. I post in here quite often. I know you guys got other busy lives and you guys are doing other things, but I try to give you guys enough readings and materials that when you get done with something else, you can start something else, or if you want to take your time and review something, you can definitely go back as well. Definitely share these live streams with a friend, family member, anyone who really wants to kind of get the base learning of understanding how this is going to be moving forward. And I'm still going to be here. Let me make sure there's nothing else that I wanted to cover here in the Patreon. I think that might have been it for the Patreon. Yeah, I think we got everything covered. Oh, here, let me go back to the main page, guys, actually. So sorry, let's see. Oh, sorry, this Patreon stuff does not go very well sometimes. There we go. And then sections up top, you guys already knew. We kind of had different section breakdowns. So again, week one is kind of just for the newer people who come to the Patreon, and anyone of you guys who want to go review kind of old material, technical analysis breakdown. Of course, that's where our videos and more conclusion learning is going to be, more of our indicators and all that. And decentralized finance, I do have a DeFi section. I do need to update that, get that more up to date. Just as there was kind of more request for more information on decentralized finance. I think that is all I had for you guys today, guys. We're clocking in a nice 37 minutes, so that's perfect. That's exactly kind of where I wanted us to kind of end. Any questions you guys have, guys, post in the Discord, post in the Patreon, shoot me a text. Anything you guys need, you guys know how to get a hold of me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you guys on Thursday. We'll be right back on Thursday. Take your time off. Don't worry too much about the red markets. These are some great buying opportunities. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Awesome, guys. You guys have a great week. I will see you guys on Thursday.